Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that I received, and the translation of that message, it reads like this. Hello, Brother Nasha, how are you? Can you please post my story as hidden identity? I am a Zimbabwean woman. I have come here to confess. Please keep my identity as anonymous and do not share my phone numbers with anyone. I am writing to you as I am sitting in a mansion, a very big one. I got married to a man who is a local man, not because I love him, because I just wanted to use him. It had been a very long time. I had been looking for someone that I can be able to use them if it happened that I meet someone that had a spirit that was very weak. Before I had came to South Africa, I used to work and stay at this other farm in Marondera, me and my husband. My husband, he came from Mozambique. He then passed away. When my husband passed away, that was when I started to have a lot of problems, because when you are married to a man that is not of the same nationality with you, usually what happens is that if you do not know any of his relatives, when that man dies, then you have to bury him alone. So there were things that he had brought with him when he came to Zim from Mozambique that he was using, because at the farm where we were working, he was also working as a sangoma. During the weekends, there were people that would come and then they would consult with him. That is how we were managing to get by, considering the fact that the salaries in the farms, it is quite small and you can't do anything with it. But because of the money that he used to get as a sangoma, this made the situation to be a little bit easier on me and on him as well. So we survived, me and my husband. Then we had one child. After we had that child, that was when my husband, he started to get so sick. In the meantime, my husband, he did not tell me that he was using the oil of a snake, and this snake, whenever he would burn it, it would come back alive again. This was the tokology that he had brought with him from Mozambique to Zim that he was using to consult. So when someone would come to the consultation room, the tokology will start to whisper words into his ears, telling him everything about that person, what that person wants help with, and what is going on in their life. So I just thought that my husband, he was gifted in the spirit by God, but I did not know that this was what my husband was using. Of course, there were days when even the men that we were working for used to complain about this big snake that used to be seen at the farm. He was scared that this snake will end up eating the sheep, the goats as well, that we were keeping at that farm. So we would even go around trying to hunt for that python, and they used to set a trap. Whenever they would have set a trap, what would happen is that people would say that they've seen that the python has been caught. When they come to report that the python has been caught and they wanted to show us, when we would go there, then you would find out that the python will no longer be there. This kept on happening over and over again, but in the meantime, I did not even know that it was my husband who was the owner of this python. So after my husband had died, that was when I started to have weird dreams. I would always see my husband being wrapped around a very big snake, and he would come to me and he would say that, can you see, this is what used to help me, and I want you to also use this because it used to help me as well. So I did not understand. I then remembered that my husband had this other small bottle that had Vaseline, that Vaseline Blue Seal gel. He had bought it a very long time ago, but it would never get finished. It was mixed with some oil inside of there that I did not understand what kind of oil it was, but it was red oil. So my husband, in my dreams, he later told me that this was the oil of a snake that he was using. And by then I was facing a lot of problems because I had buried my husband alone, even though with other people at the farm. But when you are not supposed to bury someone that you are not related to by blood, so I did not know that there were other consequences if you do such a thing. So he would come to me and he would say, I want you to go and tell my relatives that you buried me without informing them. So I really did not even know what else to do. My husband then told me that there was a guest that was going to come and visit me. I did not know about this guest. So this guest, it was that snake. It appeared to me, the day that it appeared to me, I was at work and I felt that I just wanted to go and fetch some water by the tap. So I walked from the farm shed to where we used to go and fetch water. You would walk for about 6 minutes. So when I went to the tap, when I got there, that was when I saw a python that was there. I wanted to run away, but I could not. I was frozen. It had the eyes of a human being, almost like the face of a human being. I had never seen a snake like that. He looked at me and it said, John is the one that sent me. John was the name of my husband. I collapsed, and when I woke up, I found out that it was more than an hour that had passed. When I returned back to work, I was scared that my boss was going to be angry with me, but it seemed as if people did not even notice that I had even left the shed. The snake told me that I was supposed to prepare a meal for it in the evening because it was going to come and visit me. I prepared the meal for that snake, and then it came to visit me. This was late at night in the evening. When this snake came, Brother Nashim, it was like a normal human being, and it ate the soft porridge that I had cooked for it. And then I went to bed. The next morning when I woke up, I then found out that there was some money that it had left for me. This money, I counted it. It was a lot of money. I had a voice that was talking to me, and it was the voice of that snake. It told me that I should not fear. I should use that money as I saw fit, for it had given the money to me so that I can be able to do whatever that I wanted with that money. So I moved from that farm, and then I started staying in Harare. I then came to South Africa because I wanted to buy some other items when I came to South Africa, but I then found out that the money that I had, it was not going to be enough for the things that I wanted to buy. Then I said, let me work a little bit here in South Africa. Then I returned back to Zim. When I returned back to Zim, the business that I wanted to start, I saw that it was overcrowded in the market. So I came back to South Africa. I was now working permanently as a maid. I had forgotten about that snake, that it even existed. I continued working, and then the snake started coming to me. It then told me that it wanted to give me the wealth that belonged to my boss, because my boss had once taken advantage of me. He had slept with me by force, and he had promised me money, but he did not. The snake then said that it wanted to give me revenge. This man was going to die, but his wealth was going to become mine. I did not understand how it was going to be possible, because the man, he was a married man. So what happened was that he divorced his wife. Soon after that, the woman, she was bitten by a snake when she had gone to visit relatives in a village there in KZN. She died of a black mamba snake bite. So I never thought that it was me that had caused that. Fast forward, my then husband, because we had gotten married and we were not staying together by then when we went to get married. Soon after I had gotten my permanent residency, that was when he died in a car crash, and I had a dream about it. He was driving, then he saw on his steering wheel, he saw the head of a snake, so he panicked, and then he drove straight into a bus that was coming from the opposite direction. That is how that man died. When he died, because I was his legally married wife, and I benefited quite a lot. I just felt sorry for his relatives, and I said I'm going to give them something so that they won't see that I am the one that has caused all of these things and I am an evil person. So that was what I did. I gave them at least something, and I continued with life. The problem that I was now facing was that the snake would come to me and it would say to me, I am a female snake, and regularly I need a man that can sleep with me, and I want you to find someone for me. So I struggled for a very long time to look for a man that I would be able to stay with without him realizing that I was using him for my rituals. It took a very long time until finally I met the South African man that I am currently married to. This man, he is my husband, but most of the times in his dreams, he has dreams of him sleeping with very beautiful women, sometimes 2, even 3 at once. But what he does not know is that he would be sleeping with that snake. I chose him even though we met online. I felt him in my heart that this one, he was someone that I could use for my own rituals. So this is my story that has brought me here. The only challenge that I have with this man is that there are times when I dream of his ancestors. I see his ancestors sometimes in my dreams, and they come to me and then they say that we want you to release our son. So I don't know if South African ancestors are as powerful as our ancestors from Zim. That is what I need to know from your listeners. But if you post my story, I'll be very grateful. If it happens that you post my story, I'll be following through in the comment section. Apart from that, I don't have any other problems, just that as a normal human being, I sometimes feel sorry for my current partner, knowing that this is what I am doing to him and he does not know that I am using him for rituals like this. When you post, you will tell me, I will follow in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Let us try to speak with him in the comment section. She's saying that she uses a snake in the rituals that she do, and she uses her husband. She says that when you see someone coming to your inbox and then they tell you that they love you, especially if it is a woman, do not think that you are a lucky person. You might be a lucky fool that has been chosen by that woman so that she can use you for rituals. Do you agree with that? Then there is another very strange message that I received. The message that was sent to me, it reads like this: Brother Nashe, how are you? Can you please post my story as anonymous? The man who impregnated me was already dead by the time that impregnated me. This happened, Brother Nashe. If you know this other social app that used to be there a very long time ago, there were these apps that we used to use because there was no WhatsApp and Facebook. I don't know if it was there yet, but I did not know about it. So there was an app that was called To Go, as well as Mix It. Those were the apps that we used to chat before WhatsApp came. So me and this guy, we met in a group, and he told me that he was in Pretoria. So he then invited me to the place where he was staying, and I went there and we drank our alcohol, and then I returned back to where I was staying with my auntie. Then that was when the pregnancy happened. Me and this guy, we slept on that night when we met, and in the morning before I had left back from my auntie's house. So after that, I could not reach this guy, and no matter how hard I tried, I could not get hold of him anymore. So when this pregnancy happened, I was shocked because I thought that it was just a one-time thing. I tried calling him, but the number that he gave me did not even exist. This was way before you could simply get a new number. You just go into the street and you get something. No, that did not exist back in those days. A few months later, when I knew that I was pregnant, I decided to find him. I knew the area where we had met at the tavern where we had gone to drink our alcohol at the house, but I did not know the exact house because this had happened at night. So I went to Pretoria to that very same location, and I started asking about the tavern because I still remembered the name. And I went to that tavern and I told them that I was looking for this other man that I had been with. So then the girl that was selling behind the counter, she looked at me and she was very surprised, but in a very funny way. And then she went back and she came back with a boss lady who then asked me if I was a relative to the person that I was asking about. Then I said, no, this man is my boyfriend. And they said, your boyfriend? Since when? And then I said, he has made me pregnant and I can't get hold of him, so I am looking for him. Then that woman came and she said that I should get into the vehicle with her. I then got into her car and we drove to this other house. When we got there, she had already spoken with the relatives of that man that I claimed that I had slept with, and he had made me to fall pregnant. We went there, Brother Nashi, and when we got out of the vehicle, the way that they were looking at me, I felt that there was something that was off. So these people, they sat with me down and then they said, you said that you are looking for our son. Are you sure about the person that you are talking about? And I said, yes. So I had a pic, the only pic that he had sent me on Mixit. I then showed them that picture. And then they looked at each other and I said, is there something wrong? And then they told me that the man that I was looking for, he had passed away. When they told me that this man, he had passed away, I could not even believe it. They said that they wanted to take me to the place where he had been buried. They took me to a cemetery. When we got there, they pointed and they said, you see, this man that you are talking about, he died, and he died, it was in 1998. That is what surprises me a lot because I was still very young at that time, and he died, and he was an old man by that time when he passed away. So this is what happened to me. To this very day, it still worries me a lot as to why that ghost chose to sleep with me and to impregnate me. And when we were at that cemetery, I fell to the ground and I hurt myself on the knee. And then they told me that if you hurt yourself when you are in a cemetery, that wound will never heal. To this very day, when it is cold inside my kneecap, I feel so much pain. And the pregnancy that I thought I had, there was nothing. When I returned back to the clinic, they said that I was not even pregnant. I deleted my to-go and my Mixit. This happened a long time ago, but to this very day, it still traumatizes me. Even when I want to go out, it always traumatizes me. I prefer to drink alcohol at home rather than to go somewhere else. When you post my story, please tell me. I will be following through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. Let us try to speak with our dear sister in the comments section. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Do you know Mixit and to go? If you have any stories that you want to share with us, please do not hesitate to share your stories with us.